You're muted.
All right, guys, I got it under recording, and I don't know why it was muted because I unmuted myself, but that's okay. Thanks for being on the call, guys. As you can see, Lisa and I are still in Ohio. I'm at a couple of my friends' house, and we're super excited. We were in Toledo on Thursday. I'm back here on Friday and Saturday, and we go back tomorrow night. And at the end, after our special guest shares some super nuggets with her, I'm going to give her a significant amount of time, but then I'm going to go over some stuff with you and share a recording with you guys of some information that we went over on our elite call on Wednesday. Guys, it was one of the best elite calls I've ever been on. They've now allowed us to have interaction with them, to be able to talk, and not just them talking to us, which is phenomenal. We're all on the same Zoom call just like this. Hey, Destiny. All on the same type of Zoom call like this. Guys, if you could mute yourself, just mute yourself for me, please. I don't want to mute everybody if I don't have to. Sit in the up top right-hand corner where it says mute if you don't know how to do it yet. So it was just phenomenal. And I always say I don't know how we can be more excited. Look, stuff's going to happen. You guys know our story. We lost a Pro 5 and a Pro 6 legs, and it hasn't phased us at all. I'm not quitting. I'm not being distracted. I'm not letting losing $50,000 in volume bother me. I've told my wife, I'm going to do this without any distractions. As soon as we get moved into our place, I'm going to run even harder than I'm running now. And it's all because I have a refocus on what's important. This is a gift that's been given to you. And I'm going to tell you that tonight's guest knows about this gift more than anybody that I've ever been around as long as I've been involved in this business. And it's because I just think that she understands that God gave us this gift and we are to be good stewards of the gift. And today, we went to a church here locally, and my friend Jim Baker teaches biblical stewardship. And I thought I knew a lot about biblical stewardship, but I didn't. And what was really good is Jim taught me a lot of stuff today. We were texting earlier, and just the things that I've learned about what we have here today went 10 million times up on that Wednesday elite call. And so I'm going to do this. I am going to tell you just a little bit about my friend Sheri Hollenback. She's 30 years old, which I think if they did a entrepreneur group for top 30 entrepreneurs under the age of 30 for females, Sheri would be in it. She's one of the top leaders in Life Vantage. She teaches Life Vantage Academy. My team loves her. She's originally from Gillette, Wyoming. You guys, when you talk about multiple streams of income, Sheri understands that. I told her, she's now became a wizard at real estate, about buying and selling houses and living your dream life. She's a former sheriff's officer. She has a master's in business administration. She studied business law at the University of Wyoming. She's a servant. She's kind. She's humble. She's just an amazing person. And so I'm going to stop sharing because I'm sure she might want to share her screen with you. I'm just going to let you guys know. You won't see her tonight because she's where her camera's not going to work that good, but she's here because she wants to be here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it over to her. She's probably going to share her screen, some stuff. I told her, I said, Sheri, just share your story and tell us how to close people, because I've never met anybody in this business, maybe Summer who we had on a couple weeks ago, that closes people like Sheri does. So that's what I wanted her to talk to you guys about, because when I get feedback out in the field, that's the number one thing that people says they're having problems doing, and that's closing people. And you guys had Mark Welch on Pro 7 who taught people how he's invited thousands of people to hear this opportunity. So today I want to welcome my friend, and I consider her a mentor, because I believe that if you're not learning from others you get in this business, then you need to change how you think, and you need to get around people that are having success and do what they do So I want to welcome to the call my friend Sheri Hollenback. Sheri, are you there?
I am. Hello, hello, hello. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to hear from you. I'm gonna let you take it away and talk. And I'm so glad to have you. I'm so glad that you're able to join us.
Yeah, I wouldn't miss it for the world. And if everyone could just mute their phones in the
I'm gonna mute Sheri. I'll mute everybody, and then you can unmute. Okay.
Phenomenal.
Okay. Hold on a second. All right.
Okay, here we go. Can everyone hear me? Okay.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay. Okay, first of all, I got some like massive content. I have about 9 hours of content I'm going to be shoving into like the next 10, 15 minutes of the time. And so are you guys ready? I'm just curious. Drop a comment down below if you're ready for this, because I got to know. Number 2, I want to go back and I want to edify. Okay, hold on, everybody. I don't see any readies. Are you guys ready? I'm just curious. I got to know. And I want to flip it back while you guys are trying to figure out where your comment button is at. I'm gonna throw it back over to Mr. Michael Huey, because I've been in this industry for the last 5 years, going on 6 years, and there's a handful of people that you can tell just by talking. I can tell just by listening to someone talk, whether they've built, whether they've built in the past, whether they're doing nothing, whether they just had a runaway leg and got lucky. Like, I can tell just by with a few minutes of the conversation. I can tell you right now, you already know this, but I can tell you without a doubt in my mind that Mr. Michael Huey is one of the top leaders, not just in this company, but in the industry. And the fact you guys all get access to him, there is thousands of people in the network marketing space that would kill to have direct access to someone like him. They get access to him by like videos on YouTube's, going to massive trainings and be one of thousands of people in the audience to get access. But you guys get direct access, and that's validation. You got an invitation on the Zoom call tonight. So I want you guys to drop a comment down below and let Michael know. Drop a 2 below if you guys appreciate Mr. Michael Huey. Drop a 2 below. I just want to know that. Look at Michael. Look at all these 2s right here. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, so this can be a 2-part call. And number 1, here's what I want to start out with is I want you guys to grab out a pen and paper. And if you can you guys unmute not unmute, but unvideo yourself? I know I'm videoed. I promise you don't want to see me right now, but can you guys unvideo yourself? And here's why. Whenever you have your video shut down, I know ahead of time people are multitasking. That's just period. You're multitasking if your video shut off. And even though if you've heard the content 5 million times, why it's so important to have your video there. Mark Johnson, Wendy, Tanya, Dave, Janice, Q, Tracy. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Kelly. Why it's so important to have your video here. Tracy, good job. Why it's so important to have your video on is because even if you've heard the content 50,000 times, Lorley, Tanya, Wendy, I'm looking at you, Destiny. Even if you heard the content 50,000 times, if you even have one person on this call, that person's going to do exactly what you do, Stacy, what you do, Dave, what you do, Janice. They're going to do what you do. And they're going to shut their camera off, and then they're going to go multitask, and they're going to retain exactly 0%. It's a waste of their time, waste of your time, waste of everybody's time. And if you don't have anybody on this call, it's a behavior you don't want to get in the habit of doing. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Okay, so here we go. We're going to get started. Here's one thing I want to tell you. Write this down. Draw down the triangle. And on the triangle, good job, Lorelai. Good job, Kelly. Okay, on this triangle, on one side of the triangle, I want you to write down the word physiology. Other side of the triangle, I want you to write down the word language. Good job. It doesn't matter what side, just one side, physiology, another side, language, and another side, I want you to write down the word focus on the triangle. Now, let me explain the physiology just really quick. So it should look something like, let me share my screen really quick with you guys. It should look something like this right here. One side physiology, one side language, one side focus. What physiology is, if you can take notes on this, this is vital. What physiology is physiology is your body, what you're breathing. Are you breathing shallow? Are you breathing really deep? It's what you're doing with your shoulders. Is your shoulders forward? Is your shoulders back? What's your pulse doing? Is it fast? Is it slow? What's your physiology? And so an example I want to ask you guys this is, with your physiology, if I were to give you $2 million to tell me behind door 1 there's a depressed person, tell me what are his shoulders doing? Somebody depressed. If somebody depressed, is their shoulders forward and backwards? And you guys can unmute. This can be interactive for a few minutes. Somebody that's depressed, is their shoulders forward or backwards?
Forward.
Forward. Okay, is their breathing deep and strong, or is it shallow and weak?
Shallow and weak.
Perfect. Okay, is their head up or is their head down?
Down.
Done. Okay, let's move on. That's physiology. Now, if someone is confident / cocky, Mark, Tanya, Lorelai, if someone is confident, is their head going to be up or down?
Up.
Shoulders forward or backwards?
Forward. Or no,
Breathe.
backwards, sorry.
Backwards, good job. Breathing deep and strong or weak and shallow?
Deep and strong.
Good job. We're getting it.
Yep.
Okay, now physiology alone. See, here's what I know about this industry, Linda and Stacy and Wendy. This industry, life period, not just network marketing, life, whether you want to dominate in real estate, network marketing, the stock market, your family life, your relationship, 80% of success is psychology. And Mr. Huey is like the master. Is Mrs. Huey there too?
Yes.
Oh, there she is. I was about to talk good about you behind your back. Okay, they're master about the psychology. And how I can validate is through numerous studies I can reference. But one of my favorite studies, Mark, is done by Harvard. And they said if you do the Superman pose, which can you guys just stand up and do Superman pose really quick? I know you're sitting down, but can you stand up for just a minute and show me what the Superman pose looks like? Okay, shoulders on your waist, chest out. Good job, Linda. Shoulders on your waist. Lorelai, I see you. Teresa, I know it's hard. You're on the couch. Daniel. Okay, shoulders back, hands on your hips, head high. That right there, if you hold it for 30 seconds, Harvard study came back and said if you hold a Superman pose for 30 seconds, it increases your testosterone. I forget, good job, Mike. I forget the actual percentage of testosterone, but the point is that after just 30 seconds, Lorelai, I did not see you do it. Tanya, Mike?
I did it. It's actually 18% increase in testosterone.
Huge. And that's just by changing your physiology. Another study is a batch of scientists. They had 20 people come in and that were they were in depression. And one person even responded that they were clinically depressed in their sleep. And if you're depressed in your sleep, like that's depression. And so all these guys had these people do, they were all on medication. They had these people come in and smile in the mirror for 20 minutes. And obviously that was a fake smile, right? Like if you're depressed, you're just going to do a fake smile. So all I did for, I think it was 90 days, I forget the exact details, but just go with the point on this. For 90 days, they came and smiled in the mirror every single day for 90 days. At the end of that 90 days, almost all of them reported being significantly happier. And a batch of them, I forget the actual number, but a batch of them were able to get off their medications. Thank you, Dave. And all I did was smile. Physiology alone, if you can just realize physiology in this business, that's going to increase you. That's going to 10x your results in closing. Okay, so the next question is your language. Your language, Mark, Kelly, your language is what you tell yourself in your head. And I've talked about this before. There's something called the voice of truth and the voice of lies. But if someone is depressed, what is their voice? And you guys can unmute to tell me this, but what is their voice telling them in their head over and over and over if you're depressed?
That they're depressed.
They're depressed.
That they're not good enough.
I'm not good enough. I'm bad. I'm depressed. Perfect. If someone is confident / cocky, what's that voice telling them?
They're the best. They rock.
They're an overcomer. They're a winner.
Strong.
They're humble. They're meek, like Sheri.
Amazing. Good. That's the voice in their head. And then the last part is going to be the focus. What are they focusing on in that moment? An example is Scott and I went to go work out the other day, and I had just had this massive workout the day before. And as I'm walking to the gym, I hurt. Like my legs hurt, my body hurts. And I'm telling Scott, I'm like, Scott, my face hurts, my shoulders hurts, my stomach hurts, everything on my body, it hurts. And so at that time, what was I focusing on?
The pain.
The pain. And so do you think that might have intensified the pain just a little bit?
Yep.
Massive. Okay, so if someone is depressed, what is their focus?
On their depression. The bad things in life.
Bad things. Good job. What else?
Their phobia.
Their phobia, whatever they're scared of. Okay, if someone is confident, what are they focusing on?
On the future.
Success.
Perfect. What else?
What they have to share.
Perfect. What else?
Positive outcomes.
Perfect. What else? One more.
Other
New
people.
beginnings.
Amazing.
How about happiness?
Perfect. And do you think focusing on that might intensify the feelings just a little bit? Yes or yes? Linda,
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so all those four together, or all those three together, that's something called your state altogether. State, S-T-A-T. You can call it whatever you want, but your state. And here's one thing I want you to write down. Your state dictates your decisions, and your decisions dictate your life. Your state dictates your decisions, and your decisions dictate your life. And this isn't my teaching style. This is stuff I originally learned from reading material from a guy named John Grinder, Bob Proctor teaches it, Tony Robbins. I mean, all these people around the Think and Grow Rich. Like this is material. The Bible teaches situations like this. This is stuff that all these success documents that we can study, they all come back to teaching us in their own personalities. But this all together, these three triangles called your state. So how I want to validate this at your state, and you should write this down 50 million times. I have this written down all over my house. Your state dictates your decisions dictate your life. So an example is I had this gal, she just signed up recently, and she had an outcome, a 7-day outcome, Lorelei, that she wanted to do 20 presentations. And 5 days into the 7-day outcome, I hadn't heard from her, so I called her up, and just whenever she answered the phone, like, her hello exhausted me. I was emotionally drained just by her saying hi. Do you guys ever relate to that? Drop a 3 below if that has ever been somebody on your team or been you. Okay, whenever she answered the phone, it was just like emotionally draining. And I was like, whoa. Okay, hold up. So I asked her, I said, how many presentations have you done? And it was 0. I said, okay, so tell me about where were you at 5 days ago when you made this agreement to do 20 presentations? Because she was all excited, like what took place? And by the conversation, her state, well, let me ask you guys, at the beginning of the week, what do you think her state was?
A 10.
A 10 whenever she actually made the outcomes. But after that high dropped, she dropped into this depression. She dropped into this, I can't do this. All this stuff happened in life that happens to everybody, whether you're Dave, whether you're Lorelei, whether you're Linda, whether you're Destiny, it just happens to everybody. And she was depressed at the beginning of the week. And that was her state. Her state was a depression. Follow me on this. And so that state of being in depression, do you think that had an impact on her decisions? Yes or no?
Yes.
Massively. And so she made a decision to make 0 phone calls. And did those 0 phone calls on her decisions have an impact on her life for that week?
Very much so.
Because 5 days later, when I did the phone call with her, she had done 0 presentations. And so what I had her do is I had her start laughing out of nowhere just to do something to change her state. The first 50 seconds was super awkward. I was like, I'm telling you, 1 minute, you got to start laughing. But 50 seconds, it was so funny because everyone was just awkwardly laughing. Everyone's just, her husband walked in his room and was like, what is going on? Like, you were just crying now. You're laughing. Like, what's going on? He started laughing. She started laughing. Everyone's laughing. Her state totally changed. And then what she did was she built a brand new state. She started focusing on all these positive things, all these accomplishments with herself. State changed. The next day, in one day, she did 6 business presentations in 1 day. Write this down again. Write it down again. Your state dictates your decisions. Your decisions dictate your life. In other words, your life is just your outcomes. Life is just a batch of outcomes put together. So what happens is throughout life, people, 97% of the world is just victims. They're just walking around victims, unconscious to their emotions. Like, this bad thing happened, so now I have to feel depressed and sit on the couch. This bad thing happened, so now I'm angry and I can't go talk to this person. This bad thing happened that I heard on the news, so now I'm not really in the energy level to go and do presentations. This happened, I see the whole entire world is sick, so now I'm in the state of I don't want to go do presentations in case of getting sick. These are just real life examples I've seen people do over the last 6 years. And they let the outside conditions, they let their emotions dictate their life because they're just unconscious. But if you can just become aware of this, you're ahead of 97% of people in the world. You're ahead of 3% in the world. These success principles on how to win are not hard. They're easy. Winning in life, period, is easy. It's a psychology that screws us up. So stick with me. Is everybody with me? Drop a 5 below if you're with me. I need to know.
What number did you say, Sheri? Drop?
5. Cinco.
Cinco.
That's my one Spanish word I know. Good job. Okay, we're sticking with it. Okay, so now next what I want you guys to go and do, this is going to be an assignment. What I want you guys to go ahead and do is tonight, and I realize it's late where you guys are at, just do it. It's going to take you 12 minutes. This tool will completely revolutionize your life, and that's an understatement. What I want you to do is I want you to go into a dark room tonight. And I want you to put in music. Put some sort of empowering music on. Just Google it. Go to YouTube. Google empowering music. Go into a dark room where you can't be disturbed. And I want you to ask yourself these 7 questions. Question number 1 is I want you guys to ask yourself, what is the ultimate vision for LifeVantage? And what I mean by ultimate vision, Mike and Linda and Tanya, I mean by ultimate vision is if you could literally go into a computer and program how you want your LifeVantage business to be with no stories. No stories. Forget for people, common stories is like their age, and forget the age thing. Colonel Sanders, I think, is like 67, almost 70 years old, living in the backseat of his car, living on $30 Social Security. The dude's asset is worth $8 billion today. So without any stories, I want you to program exactly what is your ultimate vision. How many people would you be impacting? Where would your message be spreading? How much money would you be bringing in? What type of person would you develop into in your ultimate vision? Number 2 is I want you to write down. Number 2 is I want you to write down your ultimate purpose. Now that you've accomplished all this, Destiny, what are you going to do with it all? Are you going to go write a check out to all your friends, pay off all their debt, and be like, hey, look, don't worry about it. Enjoy life? Are you going to, now that you have all this time freedom, are you going to go study the Bible and just build that relationship now that you have all this time and maybe go teach it? Are you going to go buy your mom that dream house, go take your family on that vacation and make up for all this lost time? Are you going to go buy that car you could never justify because it's too expensive? Like, what is your ultimate purpose now that you've accomplished all the success? What are you going to do with it? Number 3 is I want you to go ahead and write down I want you to go ahead and write down what are the 3 areas of focus. If you were to dedicate 3 areas of focus in LifeVantage, you'd have massive success. There are 3 main areas of focus where if you give massive attention to all 3 of these areas, you'd have massive growth. One area I recommend for everybody would be doing inviting and presenting and follow-ups and closing, your own personal development of your team. Number 2, I can give authority on giving these 3 areas because network marketing, I know what 3 areas you should focus on. Inviting, presenting, follow-ups, that should be one area of focus. The next area of focus should be development of your team, meaning doing team meetings for your team, follows for your team, strategy calls with your team, promotion events for your team. So area number 2 is development of your dot on down. And area number 3, you guys can pick the third one. It can be either creating raving fans of your current subscription. It could be self-development. Good job, Chris. It could be adding new contacts to your database, your current database. Those 3 areas of focus. And number 4, what I want you to go ahead and write down for number 4 is what are your resources you have available, Kelly, Mike, Destiny? What are your resources? To accomplish your ultimate outcome, Daniel, what are some resources you have? And you're asking yourself this in the closet with the music playing in the dark. And so drop down below just to make sure we're on the same page. What are some resources you guys have available to yourself? Could it possibly be the fact you guys have Elite Pro 7s right here? You guys have access to incredible upline. You guys have access to building depth. You guys have access to LVA. You guys have access to Elite Academy. You guys have access to every single video on YouTube that teaches you anything, everything about this industry. You guys have access to this mastermind together once a week on Sunday.
LV coaching.
LV coaching. What are some resources you guys have? And then the last 3rd question is your 1-year outcome. This isn't your end goal, just 1-year outcome, Chris. To where you hit this, you know you're making massive progress to accomplishing your ultimate outcome. Then your 90-day outcome, and make that relevant to your 1-year outcome. So if you want to go pro 10 in 1 year, you can't be signing up one distributor in 90 days. Make it relative. And then your 1-week outcome, your 7-day outcome. So 1-year outcome, 90-day outcome, and 7-day outcome. And do not make it generic. Be specific. You cannot measure anything if it's generic. So something like, I want to be the best version of me, gag me. Doesn't work. I want to know specifically how much income, if that's income, what rank, if that's a rank, how many people on your team, if that's that. Like, what do you want it to be specifics? 1 year, 90-day, 7-day outcome. And you're in the closet and you're building all this in your head. And I've never had anyone yet be able to leave the closet I've never had anybody yet not accomplish this. Some people go in there and they're like, they come out and they're like, Sheri, I can't figure out what my purpose is. I'm like, go back in the closet. And so they come back out, okay, I figured it out. Or Sheri, I can't figure out what my ultimate outcome is. Okay, go back in the closet. The most I've ever had anybody go back in the closet is 3 different times. That's it. Even takes you 4, 5, 6 times, 7 times going in there. Stay in there as long as it takes until you get this thing done. Okay, so here's this. Now that you guys wrote those all down, here's the actual questions. Ta-da! Oh. So you can either take a picture of this or take your questions in with you in the closet with you, because what's going to probably happen is you're going to forget your questions halfway through like I did. I have to run back outside, so just take this with you. That way you can reference it while you're in the closet. Now, the second you're outside the closet, the second you're done building all this vision, what I want you to go ahead and do is I want you to step outside the closet or the bathroom or the bedroom, wherever you're doing this at. I want you to step outside and I want you to document this all in vivid detail, like in the most detail you can possibly make it, to where you can literally just paint what you're witnessing in your mind on words. And this right here, if you guys can just figure out what you want on this, you're ahead of 97% of the masses in the world that don't know what they want. So there's 2 parts of this. The second part of this is how to close. With me, I was 24 years old when I very first started in this company. By age 25, I had fully retired. By age 26, I was making 6 figures in this industry. By age 27, I was #1 enroller in the world, which is kind of a cool thing to say. And this last year, so the content is still relevant, is I was #2 enroller between Canada, Australia, United States. And #2 is still good, isn't it? I keep having to convince myself I can't, but I think #2 is still good. But I say that not to edify me, but to edify what this process we're doing here. And so there's 2 parts to this. Is I'm going to show you guys how to close. But before I can even consider showing you guys how to close, this has got to be done. So the second you guys get time tonight, go to your closet, go and do this. And what I'm going to do is you guys, once you have this all the way completed, I want you to take a picture of it, send it over to Mike and Lisa. And then what I'm going to give Mike and Lisa access to is my second part of this, which is a private training. That's going to show you guys step by step by step. #1, how to organize this whole vision you're building and how to maximize it in each of the areas of your business, because there's 5 different areas of business that you should focus on. I'm going to cover this in this training. I'm also going to cover exactly how to close step by step by step. If you guys would like a video of that, would you like a video of that? Mike, I don't think they're interested.
All right, Sheri, I'll take it. And hopefully it's the one that I love of you teaching us how to close, because my favorite of all.
Okay.
It will have that incorporated into it. That's going to be that on steroids. And I've never released this to anybody outside of just from my team on down. So once you guys have actually built this out, and the reason I want to do this is do you think if you're sitting there in a weak state, in a depressed state, in a vulnerable state, is that going to have an impact on the way you close? Yes or yes? And see, the thing is why my closure rate is so high is my state. I can tell just by literally watching somebody and their body whether they're going to be effective closer, whether or not. And the cool part is in the very beginning, I just faked it. I told people they get access to me. I didn't think I was a very big deal because you can look at my back office and I had a team of 0. But I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you build this. I got a team of 0, but I'm going to help you. So I had to figure out this whole state thing. And this right here, I could teach you skill set. I can teach you step by step, but none of that matters unless you get number one, taking care of your state. And your state is going to have a massive influence by this vision you're building. So in closing, number one, Lisa and Mike, I appreciate you guys for giving me the honor to get on this call tonight. But number two is I want you guys to go ahead, build out your vision. Go in the closet, listen to music. Don't come out of the closet until you actually have this thing built. I've never had anyone not be able to build it. Have it built, write it out, take a picture of it, send it to Mike and Lisa. Once you have that sent, those that send it to Mike and Lisa, I'm going to give Mike and Lisa the actual video of this, and then they'll send it to you at that point. Does anybody have any questions on this?
Guys, let's value her time, and let's just take just one or two questions. If anybody has one or two questions, let's just value her time. Does anybody I know I've left you guys to be able to unmute yourself. Does anybody have any questions about anything that Sheri has said? Guys, and I don't think it's a coincidence that Sheri talked about this, because I started an accountability call and nobody followed through with it except for 2 people, Linda and Destiny. And I'm going to work privately with them. Yeah, send them to you. Absolutely. If you're guys, we have elites on here today. We have actually a couple of elites on here today. And yes, guys, if your upline is an elite and you want to send them to them, then do it. That's great. Laura Lee said that too, because she's got a couple of her team on here. Guys, this is great stuff. If there's anybody before I just let Sheri go.
I do, Mike. I got a
Okay,
question.
go ahead, Chris. Go for it.
Hey, Sheri, would you say the key to closing more successfully is the way you present? Are you closing in the presentation, so when you get to that final question, they're already done, their decision is already made?
I'll tell you, this is the number one key component in closing is doing enough presentations to close. That's 99% of people's problem. Like, I have people come up to me and Sheri, I don't know how to close. I'm like, okay, how many people presentations did you do this last year? 2. Okay, well, start number 1. I start there with your presentations. But number 2, if you are doing enough presentations, doesn't matter what you say in it. I mean, it's like, how are you going to get really good at doing presentations and really good at closing? Is by doing it. You go try to close 15 people, you'll get good. You go try to close 30, you're going to get really good. You go try to close 45, you'll get really good. And then the time of doing the presentations, you're going to change your verbiage. Like today, my presentations today are totally different from the very beginning, just because I'm assuming to close the entire way through. But even if you didn't assume the close, you could, like your state, and there's so many videos on YouTube. Thank you, Chris, for bringing stuff. There's so many videos on YouTube showing incredible elites closing the whole entire time doing the presentations. But I don't think that's a huge key component, because I think that really comes with your state comes first, and then you have the confidence to maybe make some bolder suggestions in the presentations. Maybe have your fillers back when you're doing the presentations. So I want to say yes, Chris. I mean, I assume the close the whole entire time. Like, I ask them all the time, you know, are you interested in the business, the product, or combination? I don't ask them, are they interested in nothing? I ask them, I get them to tell me, yes, would you rather work 40, 50, 60 years or 2 to 5 years? 2 to 5 years. I said, would you agree we have a good product? Yes. Would you agree we have a good comp plan? Yes. I get them to tell me, they tell me yes probably 100 times through the presentation. But I would rather somebody focus, number 1, on doing mass presentations and combine that with getting their state set right. And that right there is going to be 100 times more powerful than figuring out exactly what to say. Because as it's cliche as it sounds, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And people retain about 10%, maybe 5% of what you say, but 90 to 95% depending which study you read on how you make them feel. Does that answer that question, Chris?
Sure does. Thank you so much. And thank you for everything tonight. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Chris.
Been great. It's been great. Does anybody else have 1 or 2 more questions before I let Sheri go? Like, if whoever is talking is
Who
is it?
Can you hear me? It's Ben.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is the best invite? You know, we're talking about closing and stuff, but what is like something that has worked the best for you on just like the first approach when you're going to talk about this to somebody?
I love that you just were saying that, Ben. I'm going to say this again, just to validate a point, is I had people coming up to me, Sheri, like, how do you go? And to date, I've done in ultra bold fashion is, I can't remember the last time somebody shut me down on not wanting to take a look at this. Have they? Absolutely. But it's because I've gone through mass invites, and people come to me at Elite Academy all the time, like, Sheri, how do you invite? How do you get people to sit down? How do you do this? And it's like, I ask them, how many people have you invited in the last year? And the answer is like 4, 5. So I can't stress enough, you're going to get the answers, everything you guys want, by going out there and inviting 15 people this month. Go invite 30 people next month. Go invite the 45 people the month after that. And you'll become you'll become the master. So, but if you want to ask me, my personal invite is I just tell people, hey, got this idea on their own Bayou. Can I stop by your place tomorrow at 2:00? I don't make anything magical out of pill or money or whatever, because the more fluffiness you add to it, the more friction it causes the conversation. So I'm not trying to convince them. I'm letting them know, hey, I got this idea on the run by you. Can I stop by your place tomorrow at 2:00? I always close with a time, because what happens if I just call you up, Ben, I'm like, hey, Ben, I got this idea on the run by you. Your natural reaction is to say, Okay, cool. What is it? You're not trying to be defiant. You're just like, okay, you're calling me. You sound excited. What is the idea? But if you say, I got this idea I want to run by you. Can I stop at your place tomorrow at 2 p.m.? They understand you don't want to talk now. You want to talk at 2 p.m. And I can talk so confidently on this because I have these books I can show you at Building Depth where we've gotten thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people to get people to sit down by using that basic invite.
I can tell, Sheri, I can tell you this is that you've never seen my presentation. All you know is that I get great feedback from my Teaching Life Advantage Academy, and I play 3 of your videos during Life Advantage Academy. One is the invite, one is the resolving concerns, and one is the close.
You're amazing.
If you guys want those videos, all you have to do is go to the Building Depth Facebook page or go to YouTube, and you can find Sheri's videos that are whether you use a paper calendar or you use your phone calendar, all you have to do is follow exactly what she says. Our mindset was getting back to what we did in the very beginning, and by following these simple steps that Sheri's teaching, Lisa and I went out after losing all of these people. We went out and enrolled 6 brand new personally enrolled Pro 3s this year and got the momentum going back in the right direction.
You're amazing.
Because we didn't try to reinvent the wheel. We just said, well, if we want to listen to what's the reason why we're having people that we've had on the calls the last couple of weeks is there because people we've partnered with in this business to get back to doing what got us to where we got in the first place. Mike Weingarten and I had the same conversation a couple of weeks ago, driving in the car. Like what got us to where we were in the beginning was consistent, persistent messages of duplication and not changing. There's too much change in here. And one of the things I like about Sheri is she doesn't change. So guys, I promised Sheri that I wouldn't keep her more than 30 minutes and we have. So I just want to say, Sheri, thank you so much for sharing your time. Thank you for your friendship. Thanks Scott for letting us bother you for a little while. Give him a big hug for us. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in St. George in December. And Sheri, maybe if you can, as you leave, if you can say real quick about how important it is that if people can be in St. George in December, how important it's been to you and what it means to you real quick.
Yeah. So it's not mandatory by any means. I consider the LVA is mandatory, the Elite Academy is mandatory. This is additional. But we had over 1,000 ranks broke last year alone. We had over 10, I think it was 10 elites in the last 4 months broke from this program. You're going to get access to 20 elites that in person that are going to teach you everything there is to know about this industry. And I think it's like $50 to go to. I had a guy a couple weeks ago. I was telling him about this call that I could potentially get him on that you guys all have access to every first and third Thursday. And he had formerly built Amway. And he's like, okay, tell me how much it's going to be. $500, $1,000. Like, tell me how much I need to pay in order to get access to this type of information. I was telling him about Marcel and all the elites. You guys get access to every first and third Tuesday, but this is going to be real life in person. If you guys have 1/10 of a desire to win in this industry, I'd figure out the schedule. I'd figure out a way to get there. And how you going to do it, I don't know. You just figure it out.
Awesome. Sheri, love you. Thank you so much.
No, I appreciate you guys. Lorelai, Chris,
you have a good night. You have a good night. I'll look forward to seeing you soon. We love you.
I love you guys. Have a great night.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
All right, guys. I am actually going to share my screen because Sheri was on the same call with me that we got to be on Wednesday. And I'll just tell you this. As I said before, when we first got on is I'm excited about what's happening, but I'm more excited because of what's happened with these calls. Okay. I want you guys to do me a favor. If you have not done this yet, you need to text LFVN to 484848. Okay. If you have not done that, and I see a lot of you doing it, so that means that you haven't done it. But if you haven't, you need to text 484848 and then put LFVN in there. Okay. Now you're going to get these promotions here on a daily basis. Okay. And when they're happening, and also what you're also going to get is, yes, it's only in the U.S. I'm sorry, Lorley. I know you guys are disappointed. I'm disappointed that it's only in the U.S. too, trust me. It is, you're going to get these different flash sales, okay? I can tell you this, that we do have this first one, which is a new product release on the 29th, which I'm going to share some really cool things about it. And I'm going to let Lisa just share a little bit with you guys just here. Lisa's got the product already, which is kind of cool. And we're super excited because, guys, this is going to be a trial product. It's first come, first serve. Tomorrow on our team pages, our Toledo team page and our Freedom Fighters team page, I'm going to put these shareables for you guys in both of those groups. These are really good things. Guys, start promoting these on your Facebook page. Start promoting these on Instagram, on these different things. This product is really awesome. Do you want to share real quick about it? Just 30 seconds or so?
Yeah, I've been waiting for an NRF2 activated mask because, I mean, as a woman especially, we typically mask, well, I guess we should mask like once a week. I probably do it once, maybe twice a month, but I need to be better at it because of all the benefits in skincare. But I've been talking about, I can't wait for an NRF2 activated mask to come out, and charcoal masks. That's something I definitely have been doing. Charcoal is amazing for detox and for purification. Well, guess what our company did, you guys? They combined it. This is an NRF2 charcoal mask. It is great. I've used it once and I feel like my skin is actually softer.
It is. It looks better.
I don't quite get, I am prone to a little bit oily skin, especially like in the forehead, not necessarily my nose, so I can't say the T-zone, but my forehead would tend to be oily. And I actually don't have any of that right now. And it's like almost a week later already. So I can't wait to get back home to use it again. You'll see a lovely picture of me with a mask on. I think I'll do a little promo with it on our pages and stuff, but it really was.
You're funny, Chris. Chris is always busting my butt.
So don't ask how much it's going to cost because I don't think we've heard that yet, to be honest.
Yeah. Hey, Laura Lee, why don't you unmute yourself and you can tell a little bit because you've been using it.
Yeah, you've used it too.
Have you?
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, I really like it as well. I've been getting lots of compliments. I've noticed I suffer with face acne lots of the times, and I've really noticed that my face has really cleared up. And I've been saying for the longest time that I needed to go get one of those facial peels so that I could get rid of the dead skin and my face could rejuvenate, right? Well, this stuff actually helps break away that dead skin and your cells start rejuvenating themselves. And so I saved money there. I didn't have to go get a peel. So yeah, awesome. It's I know they said it's for limited time, and if we love it, then maybe they'll bring it in permanently. I'm pretty sure we're all going to be screaming for it back. So
yeah, and just so you guys know, next Friday at 10 a.m. if you want some of this, you're gonna have. I would start taking. If I were you guys, I'd start taking orders from people because it's going to go very fast, and you need to be on at 10 o'clock. If you're not able to be on at 10 o'clock and you want to purchase some of them, you better get with somebody in your area that can be on at 10 o'clock and get it. Guys, you start getting the volume for people, right? Start having them, and you can go on and order. So
Christmas gifts.
Yeah, tons of Christmas gift. And that's what's massive. So there's all these shareables. Guys, and here's the list. I'll put this in our group if you want. And if you're not in our LVN Freedom Fighters group, I will put you in here. Guys, here is all of the flash sales that we're going to have and all the stuff that you're going to get. And you can buy these. I'm going to put all this in the group message for us this week. Guys, they're unbelievable. This is stuff that you can use to build your business. You can build mass. I can just tell you this. Look, how I feel about certain people will not be determined if I follow them, because we all know that personalities clash in this business. There's people that I'm not going to go into mention names of people and stuff like that, but there's people that we just don't follow, and there's people that we do follow, right? But I'll just tell you this: one of the things that I learned, and it's Laura Lee's upline, is from Tara and Rachel, about how they zoomed to Pro 10 by using what the company is going to start using, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, is this email marketing campaign, right? And, you know, I think back to, like, it's just like when I don't know if you guys have seen some of Laura Lee's videos, like when she shakes her bottle of Pro Tandem and her horses come running, right? And they know that they're getting their Pro Tandem, right? That's how you show people that you're using that stuff. I mean, and you can use those things in email marketing campaigns, right? It's 10 a.m. It's Mountain Time, right? I think,
Yes.
Laura, yeah, it's 10 a.m. Mountain, yes. So it's 12 a.m. Eastern. So, or 12 a.m.
PM.
It's 12 a.m. Friday morning.
No, that's midnight. 12 a.m. is midnight. So 10 a.m. would
It's
be
12. Yeah, it's 12 p.m.
PM.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, 12 p.m. Sorry.
Yes.
You were confusing me. I thought you were talking about nighttime. Okay, so let me go over this really quick right here with you guys. So let me tell you some takeaways from the elite call. Okay, now you guys are going to want to pay attention to this. Please pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you. Okay. Yes, that's how you'll get all that. If you text LFV into that number, you'll get all the promotions as they go forward. So now let me just tell you how you're going to order on that day. You're going to go to your own website, and at the very top, all of those, the promotion for the mask is going to be on there. And then at 10 a.m. Mountain, you're going to be able to start ordering. There's a limited amount that they're going to order. So I would tell you that if you get there at 10:30 or 11, you're probably not going to get product, okay? I'll just say this. There's a lot of really, really cool things that are happening right now. Is starting, we're going to have a new cyber launch on January the 10th, okay? And they're going to be offering free shipping. Now, guys, we as elites have been lobbying for free shipping for years, okay? I'll just tell you this, free shipping as long as you have a subscription order. So let me just have you guys write this down. Have your subscription order on the 5th of the month, okay? Because anytime, and whether that's just a bottle of Pro Tandem or that's your ultimate stack like we have, that will allow you to, if you have spot orders, like we all know, the skincare and the hair care lasts us 2 to 3 months, right? So we don't order at the same time. But if you order, if you order anything else during the month, it's free shipping. If you don't have a subscription order, you will pay for shipping, okay? That's what I want you guys to figure out. Now, we know it's only in the US right now. I know that they said on the call that they're working on getting it in other areas. So we know that takes some time, guys. It just does. It's just how it is. It's not us. We don't have anything to do with it, right? So I'll just say this also. It can be a $25 order just as a subscription so that you get your free shipping, all right? Now, if you have a retail customer, okay, they have to order $100 to get free shipping. So, and hopefully most of you are signing people up on the Tri-Synergizer or the Ultimate Stack, and that you have to remember. It has to be $100 order. Yes, exactly, with the threshold. That's right. So also, I want to let you guys know this. I didn't put it on here, but I want you guys to realize this. All of the Pro Tandems are on this January the 10th are going to the same price, okay? So they're going to be $49.99, all three of them, okay? Now, what's good about that is that lowers some of them and it raises some of them, but it balances it out in the end, and it makes it consistent, guys. It's super consistent. The Ultimate Stack is going to stay the same, okay? And as I said, I like it. I like it. I don't know if anybody else. It balances out the shipping. It'll allow you to order more things and receive more free shipping. There's just a lot of stuff that's going to be happening. Laura Lee was on that call with me. I thought it was just phenomenal, the interaction that we had and how they answered all our questions. I will tell you this, okay? There's an email marketing campaign that's going out that the company is going to be requiring they're doing it again, and they're doing it because, guys, the FTC is on the butts of every network marketing company, okay? So what they're doing is I know we haven't had this for a while, but they're going back to this. They're going back to, they're going back to, if you do not have had a subscription for over a year, they're going to ask you to have a subscription of any type, or they're going to purge our distributors. You won't see them in your back office. And if they don't get some type of subscription, whether it's $10 hand cream or something, they are going to have to re-enroll as a distributor. Now, they can also, there's going to be an email that's going to go out, a consistent email marketing campaign, and they will be also asked if they want to go down to just a customer, right? Some people will do that. I think one of the things that I really took away and that I've heard from all of the stuff at the Elite Retreat was how a lot of the elites have progressed through all these rank advancements by going back and upgrading their customers to distributors. It's happening a lot. Robin Summer talked about it. Kai Hayes talked about it. Kim Kabinski talked about it. Marilee Marichis just made Pro 8. She said 78% of her new distributors were people that she upgraded from Ultimate Stacks to distributors. And people that were just on the Tri-Synergizer, she upgraded to the Ultimate Stack, and she went right to Pro 8. So there's a lot of stuff that you guys can be doing. Even if you're just new, guys, try to get with your upline people in this group and let them help you walk through this, okay? Also, starting January 10th, we're going to have real pay, which I think is freaking awesome, right? So we're still going to have our residual checks, but when you sign somebody up during the week, let's say I signed somebody up for the first time on an Ultimate Stack. You guys know that that's an $80 check, right? Because it's $200 PV times 40%. You will get that check in your ProPay card that day. And I just think I think it's incredible. It'll motivate people, it excite people, and people will know. So I don't know if you guys want, I will put this on our team page, and I will put it, I don't know if you guys want to copy it and paste it, or I will put it in the notes that I will put on when I post the recording of this. Guys, this is the video notes from the Elite call, so that you guys can kind of look at it, see some of the things that we may have. We'll post it in the team page. And guys, these are just some of the exciting things that are happening. And the reason I wanted to tell you guys this is because it excited us. So, Laura Lee, was there anything that I might have missed that maybe you picked up on that you might want to share?
No, I think you covered it all, Michael.
Cool. So guys, that should excite you. Look, I know a lot of you guys have had a hard time in this. Guys, we lost half of our volume, and we're not discouraged. We're getting back to the basis. I say this all the time. I'm not quitting. I don't care what happens. I don't care, if I don't have leaders. Guys, leaders are coming to this company. I don't know if you guys have seen, but
you all are leaders.
And you guys are all leaders already by just being on this call, right? And all you have to do, the only thing that I want to encourage you guys to do is just stay connected. This is a 1-hour call once a week. I don't know about you, but Sheri super encouraged me. It's a constant encouragement. I went back and listened to Mark Welch's call last week. That Mark is as a pastor, is an inviting phenomenon. If you want to invite, there's two things that will stop your momentum. When you quit inviting and you stop closing. You quit inviting and you stop closing. when you watch Sheri's closing video, okay, I'll just tell you this. The momentum that I've been able to help people create from teaching LifeVantage Academy, I wish every city had LifeVantage Academy. Mike and I talked about it. Mike used to drive 4 hours once a month to Tampa, and he can tell you, it motivated him. It encouraged him. He built relationships with people. Him and I would not know each other had that not happened, right? And you know, I've been coaching him for over a year now, and he's probably in the best physical shape of his life. Relationships of these events are what will keep you motivated. If you're not, and Mike can tell you, he's like, Mike, I can't believe that, you know, I don't get to go to an event once a month. That's why he's on these calls every week, you know, after being out coaching all day, you know, baseball. So guys, there's a great opportunity for you to come to Building Depth in December. Is it challenging to get there? Yes. Challenging for us. We lost $300,000 this year. You know, Lisa and I are moving in December, right? Those of you guys know that. But I'm committed. One of us will not ever miss an event. I'll just tell you guys this. I'm probably going to miss my first corporate event of my entire 8.5-year career. I took a coaching job, and we worked our can off to be able to pay for Cancun, and Lisa's probably going to take somebody, right? So we've been praying about who she takes. I hope she takes somebody on our team, to be honest with you, somebody that's a leader and really wants to go and experience this. So, guys, just like Stacy just said, Destiny, did you raise your hand? Did you have something you wanted to share before we go?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, you know, I want to write Sheri and tell her thank you because, you know, if you watch her YouTube videos or you watch her talk, she seems like the most confident person in the world. And, you know, like she has no fear, but every time I've heard her speak at the LVA and then tonight, you know, she spoke about your state and being in the right mindset and everything and how it's hard to not, you know, to get out of that. And, you know, it's really inspirational to me to see somebody that seems so confident talk about, you know, having that insecurity and not being in the right mindset to be able to get it done. Because that's 90% of my problem half the time is I get in my own head or my outside life's not going 100%. And so, and it really affects you. It really does. So my daughter has this, you know, joke now, you know, don't talk to mom before she does her morning mindset video now. Because I listen to my affirmations and my YouTube videos. You don't talk to me until I get my head right for the day. So, I mean, and you try, and you still have a hard time, you know, with everything. So, I don't know. I'm just really encouraged by her. And then I have a question also. So as far as promoting the product, the mask that's going to come out, so, you know, we don't put anything about our product on our page, but then so how do we really, promote that or put it out there? Is this on our personal page or business page? How would you recommend we just post this if we're not really?
That's a good question. I'm going to tell you a couple things. I don't know if those of you who follow Lorley, go watch her page, some of the stuff that she posts on her stories. Kai did one with the mask on, posting it on her story. Those are great things that you can do, right? To promote it. You want to create, I just tell you this, Sheri, one of the most important things I've learned, and I'll give you a prime example before we go. I had a picture taken with James Hyden, and you guys know that Thrive is my friend Cole Hatter's business, but it's also a network marketing product, right? So my friend James blacked out Thrive on my hat in the picture that we took, right? And I thought, well, that's just kind of weird. And he's like, no, because I don't want any confusion with people. I want to create, and I see Mark that, you know, it's this consistency of having a message. I see Mark on today. I was talking to Sean today about this, about how we can let the things of life get, you know, if you guys don't use Marco Polo, it's one of the most encouraging things because Mark's smiling right now. You can encourage people so good by a video and by just, you know, I think some of the most important things I've ever done was attend LifeVantage events and meet people that I can encourage that are constantly sending us messages. Lisa and I, video messages. Marco Polo is great because I use it with my coaching clients. But Destiny, I'm going to do a video this week to show you guys some things. Oh yeah, there you go. See what Laura Lee just said. She said, if you don't have the mask, a live video washing your face with True Science System and talk about the new mask coming out. There you go. Perfect, right? And what Q said, right? So those are great things. Just check out. I am using the chat. I'm recording the chat. So when we get done, I'll start putting the chat in with the live video so you guys have some of this stuff if you forget. That was somebody that one of my mentors told me the other day. And just guys, just build relationships with people. The more you build relationships with people, the more people. Mike and I went over this call I did with my friend George Bryant, where it constantly talked about every time you meet somebody, you build a relationship with them. I had 3 plane flights this week, and I never said anything about LifeVantage. And by the time we were done, the people wanted to know about LifeVantage, right? Like, what are you doing? What were you doing in San Diego? Create curiosity every single day and never give up on people. Like what Sheri said. Sheri said, Michael, I'm super intentional about my day. I constantly know when I'm sharing and when I'm following up, when I'm sharing and when I'm following up. And if you don't do I'm going to say this, and maybe 1 or 2 persons might have something before I go, but I want to get off here because I'm 1 minute over my time. But I want to say this. Here's a reason that I'm only going to work with people one-on-one that are serious. People that text me their schedules, people that go and do what Sheri told us to do. Because you know what? I know this. Only 10% of you are going to do what she said tonight. I can tell you this, whether she does it or not, I'm doing it, right? Whether I do it today or tomorrow or whenever I do it, I am doing it, right? So I'm going to go in and I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this stuff into action. Why, if I want what Sheri has, do I not do what she tells me to do, right? And that's the biggest piece, that you're listening to these calls every single week. And then you go in and that's exactly why we're so proud of everybody that's on. And that's why we pray for you guys every single day. It's why I say, if you listen to it and you take action, that's wisdom. If you listen to it and don't take action, I don't use this word, but my dad would. He would just say that's just stupidity, right? And it is. I know Mike would say it. I wouldn't say it, but Mike would say it. So you learn pieces of things that you have and you can't do. So guys, God bless you all. We love you. We will be traveling tomorrow. We don't leave tomorrow tonight till at 9 o'clock. We get home at midnight. But guys, let's finish this month strong. Let's finish November and go into December with momentum. I always say, people say, December's the hardest month. Well, I know Jill and Skip Campbell made Pro 10 in December. So we've been given, just like Sheri said, we've been given the tools that we need. It's on us. So let's go take action. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. God bless you all. Appreciate you.